Singapore's on the broken track. Let's change it. No. The most recent big hoo-ha is, of course, this PDPA. Bertha Henson. Okay. Let me take a seat first. Bertha Henson was one editor of Straits Times. Right? After she resigned for some reasons, okay, she became a critic of the system. Right? She has been critiquing the mainstream media, how they report stuff and all that, as if that in the past they don't do such thing, but it's okay. It's her prerogative to do that. But then suddenly she found that from ACRA, she did a search and suddenly found that, oh, actually our IC number can be seen fully. All right. My goodness. Then she got a shock. So ACRA, the Bizfile is under ACRA. It's under Ministry of Finance, actually. Right? And the PDPA, the office are changed from one ministry to the other ministry. I heard now it's under Josephine Teo, right? The one and only one, Josephine Teo. So suddenly, right, they want to change the concept, right? NRIC number no longer considered as a private personal data, because PDPA, Protection, Private Data Protection Act, right, is to protect certain critical data that is accrued to each and every one of us. Right? Name can be the same. For example, there's actually quite a number of people called Goh Meng Seng. I did a search. I actually did a search. Right? There's one Goh Meng Seng Electrical. Doing electrical and plumbing, I think. Right? There are actually 2 or 3 person, including me, that call Goh Meng Seng. But which Goh Meng Seng to be specific? It depends on your IC number. That means when you want to charge people, you want to charge me Goh Meng Seng, you cannot just say put the name Goh Meng Seng. You must say Goh Meng Seng of NRIC this. So it's very clear to everyone, right? This NRIC is very personal. It's not just a name, because name can be the same. NRIC cannot be the same. Right? NRIC is unique to one person only, whatever name you have. Correct? So PDPF comes out a new rules that say, oh, no longer, we shouldn't mask the NRIC, because it's easy to actually work backwards and get a full NRIC. But that's not the point. Right? That's really not the point. If 4 digit you can work backwards, then 3 digit lah. Why not? Can what? Why cannot? That's not the point. The point is, the whole system in Singapore have got used to the concept that NRIC is a very unique identification of a person in Singapore. Right? Because no 2 person can have the same NRIC, but 2% or 3% can have the same name. Is that correct? So to say that, oh, your NRIC is just like your name, is bullshit. It's wrong to say that. Right? No, I don't understand who actually comes up with this explanation. It's really bullshit. Okay? Right? Really bullshit. Now, what are the implications? In 2018, right? I think it's in 2018. One Taekwondo schools, martial arts schools, was fined heavily for not protecting the NRIC numbers of its students. Because when you go to Taekwondo schools, you are supposed to submit NRIC also because it's important. When you go to Taekwondo training, grading, you need an NRIC. Right? And back then, PDPA office, say, it's very important. It's serious breach. Like that, must fine jialat. But only few years later, suddenly any NRIC number become a non-issue. You know, companies are big companies, are not small companies like us. Big companies spend thousands and thousands of dollars to secure their data, which includes NRIC number, because they are afraid to be fined by the government. Any breach is a serious matter. And when you go to bank, even your so-called SingPass, use NIC number, right? You don't use your name, you use your NIC number because it's unique to you. Then you say it's not important. I don't know. Credit card, you apply for credit card, you need your NIC number beside your name. More important is your NIC number actually. Right? Because you don't pay your credit cards, they go after you, they don't go by your name, they go by your NIC number, you charge you. Can you charge any person without NIC number? Cannot. Right? Even you want to get a loan for a loan shark, you need your NIC number. Okay, you can say, you still need a physical NIC, this and that, but I can tell you, it can be Photoshop. So nothing is that great. Okay? Most importantly, scammers and fraudsters, right? Nowadays, if they know your NIC number that links to you and your name and give you a call, makes you believe that they are from the authorities. I just received one call from Pakistan, say, he's a police, where a police officer been. Then if he spell out my NIC number, will I charge you or not? I may not. But all the auntie uncles, you expect them to know NIC number no longer secret? More scammers will succeed in such a way. So I got a friend who are in a cybersecurity business. He said, I do not know what happened to these PAP 4G leaders and all the civil servants. Right? It seems that they are trying to make it easier for scammers to scam us, to scam the older people. They are assuming everybody have a literacy to understand. Right? It cannot be that way. I don't think there was any public consultancy about all these changes. I don't think so. If personally you are okay to review your NRIC number, that's your issue, no? That's not my issue. Right? Now you know, we know. Now I know why scammer got my NRIC number and name. Because it's very simple. You just type any name. You go to ACRA, you type any name. Right? Then you go to Facebook, find the same name. Then you message a guy. I am from so and so. Right? They committed a crime. Or from the Facebook, take your email and just write to you using a fake email. Right? Scammer are very, very good nowadays. Like when I receive a letter from the police, the LTA, the traffic police, also have to write my NRIC. Now I can claim that I do not know whether it's real one or wrong one, fake one, scammer, right? Want me to give a call them, or to meet them somewhere for investigation? Should I go or not? Should I doubt whether this letter got problem or not? Nonsense, man. How are we going to determine whether any letters that we receive, even for the police, are real or not? Put NRIC must be real. No, not necessary. Got numbers must be real. Not necessary. So my friend who are in cybersecurity actually told me this. This looks like a SimplyGo issue. I said, why? Because they didn't think through carefully what are the implications. Right? Ideology is ideology. Right? Theory is theory. But implementation is more than that. The ground people cannot accept, or a lot of stakeholders who are using NRIC now for authentication. When you call your credit card, for example, when you call a credit card company, will they ask you for the NRIC number? Of course they will ask you for the NRIC number. Right? Birth date is very easy. Also from Facebook. Some people just put their birth date. Right? So you match the NRIC number, match the birth date, are based. No wonder there's one couple in Korea, stuck in Korea, because their credit card gonna cancel. Why? Someone actually called in the credit card company, know their credit card number, most of you know their NRIC number, the birth date, and cut off their credit card just like that, without them even knowing. 搞錯，跑到派哦。Why would you make it easier for fraudsters and scammers? I don't understand. Are they trying to make Singapore the sin city? We are Singapore, but we are the sin without Kapor. Singapore, sin city. We are already regarded as the country with the most people who are scammed by scammers, overseas scammers. Don't such number one, such top listing, we don't want that. We don't want that. I hope the authorities, just like a SimplyGo, will go U-turn. They better U-turn, or else a lot of Akong Ama will be scammed. Right? Scholars being scholars, I really wonder the way they look at things are not complete. Right? Are not complete at all. You want to change something, you must think carefully. And I can tell you, even before you change, your own government agencies already review NRIC number. That is wrong. Technically, your own government agency, ACRA, actually have breached PDPA rules, because the rules haven't changed, haven't passed to Parliament. And you already one step forward. Cannot. How can you do that? So someone must be responsible for this cock up, this screw up. Right? It's just like Tharman, Tharman actually breached a criteria to become a presidential election candidate. Why? He might have resigned from the cabinet, resigned from PAP, but he didn't resign for a foreign entity, political entity, World Economic Forum, board of directors. How can you have a person, FICA under FICA, right? Foreign Interference Act, to have a person who is a board of director of a World Economic Forum, which is a political entity, to become a presidential candidate. And then they start to scramble after he got elected, right? Come up with a rule, right? A law that backdated to his initial candidacy. How can you do that? You screw up, you screw up. He should be disqualified. Okay? But it's because PAP have full power. They just got a rubber stamp from the parliament. Just stop, chop, and sign. And pass. It's ridiculous. Right? And the most funny thing is this. Mr. Tan Kim Lian, right? Another presidential candidate. Recently, he went to China, right? Then visit some of the places, right? With the CCP, the Communist CPC Communist Party of China, right? Restroom, Then he said, "Oh, I've joined a Communist Party of China." Then MHA Kalangkabau go and ask him to declare. Goodness, back then you didn't ask Tharman to declare his foreign interest by World Economic Forum. Now, Tan Kim Lian, you want him to declare, he's just joking. PAP government is a joke. Okay? It's called a rule of law. No, it's rule by law. You don't apply the same standard, regardless of his status or connection. And those people who are MHA, people just jokingly, saying something, you take it literally true. But people who are literally connected, you don't go and ask. Don't disqualify him. So the PDPA, right? This is my party's concern. Right? We need clarification. Why is there a change in his enforcement of sensitive data like NRIC? What is the logic? NRIC is not like your NIM. I explained before. Right? Right? It is a policy flip-flop. Like Prata like that. This policy comes out only just a few years ago. Find so many companies that accidentally review NRIC number. Now you say, oh, ACRA can do that, because we're going to change the rules. But even before you change the rules, ACRA already breached the rules, the current rules. Right? Okay. I can tell you, a friend told me this. In the EU, European Union, they have this also similar protection, private personal data protection law. It says, right, all the FIN number, all the something like our NRIC number, right, and all those passport personal data, all considered personal data, should be protected even by foreign government. Right? That means their FIN number or their passport numbers cannot be reviewed without the consent of their citizens, the European Union. And will be deemed as a breach of their law or the Personal Data Protection Law Act. Right? And even the foreign government can be fined, so to speak. That's their law. Someone actually do a check on the chat GDP, but there's actually a very complex law that they came up. So I want to ask, if a foreigners from European Union countries come to Singapore and open a company, and their FIN number can be easily seen, are you breaching the European law? Don't tell me that this got nothing to do with other countries' law, because their POFMA law can cross border one, can apply to Malaysian in Malaysia, and is become a big hoo-ha right now. Right, the Malaysian lawyers, some lawyers group actually challenge the POFMA, right, cross-territorial legislation, their implication, right, because it breached their constitution that guarantee freedom of speech and expression in Malaysia. When your own law breach their constitution rights, then what? So again, have they considered all these implications on other countries' requirement, so to speak? Right? I've gone through a lot of things in politics. People always say PAP is good. It's actually not PAP is good. It's because our civil servant system went through a scholar system, the ancient scholar system of the Chinese dynasty. Okay? So what is exactly right in this sense is no matter how, the system will be maintained by the brightest and the most intelligent people of the cohort of the country. It cannot be run too badly. But it will only screw up when the politician or the officials selected, or the governors or the ministers selected, really cock up. They give wrong direction, they give wrong ideas, they have incomplete understanding of the implication of their ideas. They lack the full studies of the implication before they implement it. Because civil servants have to listen to the ministers. So I do not know whose great idea is this to remove NRIC as a private data that should be protected. Right? They lack the acumen to see all the potential problems. And that is why you need opposition like us to go into parliament, to make them perform better. Even if PAP told you, I can tell you the system or the scholar system, the civil servants will always be there. It will still work, but with a different direction in the policies. So don't let PAP mislead you in that sense. Singapore will die without them. No. Maybe Singapore will prosper even better without them. Right? Because they have been proven the way they manage this country since the 1980s or since the 1990s are going in the wrong direction. Right? With that, that's the end for this session. Thank you for watching, and please remember, come to our policy forum if you have time for Saturday, this coming Saturday. Just one afternoon. The good thing about attending such forum is that you can actually ask questions and have a fruitful discussion with our panelists, or even me as a moderator. I'll see you then. Good night.